My fiance Eric loves raw fish so much, I swear he'd catch a fish off of a boat and then just shove it in his mouth. That's how much he loves raw fish. Today I'm gonna be making something that's second best, which is seared tuna in a little avocado boat. I'm gonna be cutting an avocado in half and then putting tuna all inside the avocado. And I'm gonna toss the tuna in sesame, soy, and ginger. How good does that sound for all you tuna lovers out there? Strap on your seatbelts, because we're gonna be making some amazing tuna. Yum. Okay, so it all starts with a vinaigrette. I have some soy in a big bowl here, and I'm going to add in some white balsamic. White balsamic is really nice. It's very mild and has a nice almost citrusiness to it, if that's a word. If you can't find white balsamic, I would definitely do white wine vinegar. That's the second best. And then I have some fresh ginger here. Now I want to show you what I did. I have some beautiful fresh minced ginger. There's nothing more aromatic than some fresh ginger. So this is what it looks like. This is ginger root. You can buy this in the grocery store for about $1, literally. And then you're just going to use a sharp knife and you're just gonna take the outside of the ginger off, the skin, and then it's gonna look like this, nice and naked. And then you're just going to make thin little pieces, almost like you're making little pieces of garlic. It's a very similar technique to mincing garlic. And then you just wanna stack them all up on each other and then just run your knife through, just like this. And then you can kind of flip it and then run your knife through again. And you could just keep going through the ginger until it's nice and minced, just like you were doing garlic. It's so, so simple. And then I have some hot red pepper flakes. I'm just gonna add a dash in there. It's totally up to you how much you actually wanna add if you like it hot. And then you're just gonna give it a nice stir, just so everything's combined. And of course, a nice taste. It's tart. It has that nice soy umami. The ginger just adds a little zip, a little bit of heat. It's perfect. So we're gonna set that aside. And now I just wanna show you our toppings for these tuna boats, which is some radishes that I have sliced here. So you can just thinly slice them. You can use a mandolin if you have one on hand to thinly slice. And then you just wanna stack them kind of like you did with the ginger. And you just wanna do like thin little strips. And this is perfect because when we cube up our seared tuna to put in the avocado boats, you don't want like giant pieces of radish in your mouth. It's like too chewy. But this will just add a nice crunch and a little bit of heat. Perfect. And then I have some scallions here, some nice green onion that I just chopped up roughly. So we're gonna put the scallions and the radishes on the top of our tuna dish. So we have our vinaigrette, we have our toppings, and now it's time to grab the tuna. Let's go. I have a beautiful piece of fresh tuna here. This is actually albacore tuna. You usually see albacore and then ahi tuna in the grocery store. Both are really, really yummy. This one happens to be a little bit more, I would say, rich in flavor, the albacore, but it's also a lighter color. So it depends on which road you wanna go. They're both really, really yummy. I have some sesame oil here, and I'm just flipping my piece of tuna around in the sesame oil so that my tuna doesn't stick in our pan, and it also flavors the tuna with a nice sesame taste. Sesame oil is like a really nice kind of toasted sesame taste. And then I have some black sesame seeds. You can also use white sesame seeds, but black sesame seeds have a little bit more of an earthy taste, which I really, really like. White sesame seeds actually don't have the hull. The black is the hull of the sesame. Fun fact of the day. So I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pick my tuna up now, and I'm gonna give it a little flip around, get the sesames all over. Perfect. I'm gonna go bring this over to the stove, and we're going to give it a nice sear. Let's go. I have my tuna chilling in a pan over high heat, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cook the top and the bottom for about 2 to 4 minutes to give it a nice sear. That's going to bring your tuna to medium rare, which will leave the inside kind of a reddish pink color. You also want to touch each of these sides to the heat, so everything is heated completely for about 30 seconds to a minute on all of these weird sides. So I'll show you what to do. First side, 2 to 4 minutes. So we've seared both sides. Again, it's totally dependent on the size of the actual piece of tuna, so definitely watch your tuna carefully. Now I'm gonna take some tongs and I'm just gonna rest the tuna on its side, just like this. So you just cook off the sides of the tuna. So now that all the sides have been seared, you wanna test it to make sure that it's the doneness that you want. So you just take a fork and you can just kind of pull apart the tuna and you can see what it looks like on the inside. It's still pretty red, so I'm gonna let it go for another minute or 2. Look at my seared tuna. I'm so proud. The sesames got nice and toasty. And you can see here the grain of the tuna, which is like kind of those slit marks, is facing this way. So they're going this way. So we wanna cut it on against the grain so that the tuna stays intact in slices. So I'm gonna take a sharp knife and I'm just gonna give this a nice slice. Look, it's obviously very, very pale because it is albacore, but we did well. Look how perfect. So I'm gonna take my slices here and I'm just gonna stack a few. Obviously, they're very delicate. And I'm just gonna cut into rough little pieces. I know it's messy, but it'll be okay. So I'm super messy, so I'm just gonna grab handfuls of tuna, place it right in our beautiful vinaigrette, just like that. And then I'm gonna take a spoon and just toss my tuna all in that vinaigrette. Ooh, and it's gonna give it a nice tang. Oh man. Okay, so now the fun part, the assembly. So I have 2 avocado slices. All I did was I just cut the avocado in half and took the pit out. I'm gonna place them right in our bowl here. And then I'm gonna take my tuna and I'm just gonna take generous scoops, and you wanna try to get them in the hole of the avocado, but then what I like to do is just let it kind of fall all over the bowl too, because that's the fun part. And then top it with our beautiful colors. So we have our fresh radishes for a pop of pink and red, just like that. And then I have my fresh scallions for a pop of green, plays off of the green of the avocado, adds a nice bite, just like that. It's time to try. Spoon is ready, spoon is ready, woo, woo, woo. And I'm going in. I have to get a little bit of the avocado, a little bit of tuna. Gotta get the whole 9 yards. It's like a party in my mouth. I don't need anybody here for my party. I got it all in a bowl. That is a 12 out of 12 out of 10. Oops, I'm really tired. This is so good. Trust me, check it out on tastefullygrace.com. You won't regret it.